Well, hello, and welcome to Sunday School. Today we're going to talk about another parable of Jesus. And this one is about a king who invites a whole bunch of people to a wedding feast for his son. This is an invitation, a real one. I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. Well, our parable today is taken from Matthew chapter 22. And do you remember what a parable is? Yeah, it's a story that Jesus tells. And he uses these stories to teach us things about the kingdom of heaven, about what he came to do for us, and about what he has earned for us, which is heaven. Well, in this parable, it's called the story of the wedding feast. And in this parable, this king wants to throw this wonderful wedding feast for his son. And he invites people, but they keep saying no, and they won't come. So he gets to a point where he tells his servants, go out, invite everybody you can possibly find to this wedding feast. Invite everyone. Well, this is an amazing thing, isn't it? You think about that, to go out and invite everyone. And what Jesus is teaching us here is that that's how God operates. He wants everyone to be in heaven. He wants everyone to come to the great feast in heaven that we'll be celebrating together. And he wants everyone to come to this wonderful feast. And all are invited. Well, when Deb and I were married, my wife and I, we were married on July 4th, 1986. And this is our invitation. Well, like I said, we were married on July 4th, and the pastor had put in the bulletin before the service. He put in there that, July 4th is when we celebrate Independence Day for our country. The whole country celebrates, right, for America here. Well, he put in there, just to be kind of funny, all are invited to come. The whole nation is invited to join in the celebration of this wedding, which was our wedding. So we got a little nervous, right? You know why? Because we didn't know how many people would take that literally and try to come to the wedding. You send out an invitation. Weddings are kind of expensive. You have the food and everything, right? So if you have way too many, we couldn't possibly invite everybody, right? But God's kingdom is so different. He so richly, wonderfully provides for us everything, right? Maybe at home you run out of food sometimes when you're, maybe your brother or sister sometimes maybe eats everything out, gobbles it all up on you, and there's none left for you. Well, that's just not going to be the case in God's kingdom. There's plenty of food for all of us. Well, also in this story, somebody shows up, right, at the wedding, and he doesn't have it's called the proper wedding clothes. So the king sees him and he says, "What are you doing in here?" And he got the boot. He got kicked out of the wedding. Now you know what this is. This guy, when we talk about wedding clothes, right? So let's just use an example for a wedding. Say you have, some weddings are really fancy, right? And you have like a tie, and you wear very, very proper. Say I get invited to one of those, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to show up in this, right? This is one of my Cardinal shirts I got one time as a giveaway at the game. So if I showed up in this kind of thing, they might raise a few eyebrows, or maybe I might even be, they might tell me to go home and change, right? Well, that's the same way with this guy. He didn't have the proper wedding attire on. And you know what the wedding attire that you need for God's kingdom? It is the robe of Christ's righteousness, and that's ours by faith. That's ours by faith. And what do we trust in for Jesus, our faith? What did he do for us? That's right. He died and went to the cross for us. So when we look to Jesus, that's we know he forgave our sins. We are covered, as the parable says, in the robe of righteousness and the proper wedding garments. And then we are welcome. So see, all are welcome by simple faith in Jesus, what he's done. That it's as simple as he went to the cross, he died for me, he died for you, and we have forgiveness and we have heaven. Isn't that wonderful? Well, now I want you to watch our next video, which Elizabeth will be reading the story of the wedding feast, and she'll have a couple questions at the end as well. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.